Merry Christmas Eve. This is Jim with Homestead, Hall Farms Homestead. I forget what we named this thing. But anyway, just wanted to say Merry Christmas. This time, Snowbell did not have any babies. She made a nest, pulled hair, and we waited and waited. But I have got all 4 does bred back to their respective bucks. Snowbell and Reba's bred back to Rex, and Snowball and Snowbell are bred back to Blizzard. So I'll have 2 separate lines available. Well, Snowbell is out of Blizzard, but you'll still have Blizzard on that side. But look at that pile of bunnies back there. She has done really well with her first litter. I'm very proud of her. Now, I have did a change up. I bought 1 bale of alfalfa hay for $10 up here at Quality Feed, and I have decided that with my setup, I don't like them. It leaves a lot of trash behind. They don't eat the stems well, and I've gone back to these alfalfa and Timothy hay blocks. You see, it's, well, look how long it is. There's my fingers. You see how big they are. They do, when they get a little smaller, they do go on the ground through my hay mangers. But, oh, go ahead and cuddle up here to them, get warm. It's only about 50-something degrees today. And I've given them all they want. There's Rex, liking to be petted. He's like Blizzard. He's just a big baby. Likes all that attention and everything. I did do this. I didn't show you in the other cage, but I cut some 12 by 12 plywood for a floorboard just to get them up on. And are you eating that? Just put that back in there, okay? They can get up there, and they do get up there and eat it, but the mamas tend to pull it back down. Now, if you look here, that one's got a real good way of getting up there. He's sitting on top of mama. Now, when we've got some, just to say, some funding coming in. Can't go into a lot of details about it. But when we have that come in, we will go to all hanging cages and carport combos. And I will put metal up around the bottom, 36-inch metal around the bottom of it. And we'll go from that metal up to the roof with clear corrugated plastic material, greenhouse material, so we don't have the wind blowing in. I'm still not going to do any heat on these, so they don't need it. Oh, look at there. It's like, there, Mama, let me crawl up there. Oh, yeah, that's how you get some. You know, you might have done that easier if you'd have walked around, hopped around. Anyway, they just dogpile each other. These, I'm going to leave with Mama a little longer than normal. I've got some folks coming Saturday for certain to pick up, I think, a trio. I don't know if they're going to want does out of these pens and a buck out of that pen of Rex and Reba. I don't know. I do still have this one, but it may be going home with somebody. You know, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but until I have a deposit or a set day and time appointment that they're coming, I'm not holding any rabbit for anybody. That doesn't mean when you get here I won't have any. That means when you get here, if you set up an appointment and I told you don't worry about the deposit, I trust you, that means I trust you. And please, please, please don't break your word to me. I really appreciate it. You don't break your word to me. But it's been raining some. And I want to show you how I do this. I've fed and I've watered them. They got all the feed, all the water they need. Somebody's wasting feed right there. Quit it. Little ones tend to do that some. But I want to show you my bungee cord here. If I can get it loose with one hand. There we go. I've got it loose. I've got this where it will roll down, and it will, with the bad weather coming in, it'll rain a lot. I'll pop that down so it kind of protects his feeder. His feed on Rex's feed is on this side, so it won't matter. I may end up moving Blizzard's feed, but I just got this on here today, and there we go, and that'll keep the weather off of them. On sunny days, I'll roll it back up. If it ain't going to rain, I'll keep it up. But I ain't too worried about the cold. It's the wet that I don't want, because it can cause all sorts of issues with them. And, well, I got to figure something out for you, don't I? Well, for now, he can just crawl over there against them babies and stay warm as he wants to, okay? But anyway, let me talk to you a little bit. There's a lot of YouTube videos going around of the best meat rabbit, and on the groups, you'll hear different ones start talking about Tamuks are just a mixed breed rabbit. Well, see if this turn around for me. No, it's not going to turn around. Tamuks are not a mixed breed rabbit. The Tamuk composite is a mixed breed rabbit, but the Tamuk, the ruby eye white Tamuk, or what we call the REW Tamuk, are 100% purebred New Zealand. And if you see my flyer I put up around, you will read exactly how Dr. Ludifer came across and developed these. They came out of New Zealand herds, white New Zealand herds that were contracted to pilferage. They came out of about, I think, 20, something like that, different herds, multiple herds anyway. And he very carefully picked what was, I'm going to go back here out to the rabbits, because y'all don't really want to look at my grass as it's growing. I'm overseeding the grass and everything with red and white clover as soon as it snows. You don't see my storage room either, but there's my feed. And I've got a new thing I'm starting first of the year. There's January 2025, and on January the 10th, we've got 4 rabbits to do. Write them all back same day. So we'll see how that works out. I'm going to go ahead and close the door. Yeah, it's our storage building. I want our carport combo. Sold one to a friend for her chickens and rabbits. And you can have your feed all under there. But right now, I just got stuff stacked everywhere I can stack it. My nest box is up top of that little storage building. We rent the lot. It's our mobile home. But old Rex is wanting to say hi again. Hello, Rex. But anyway, read up on these. And one guy said the ruby eye white Tamuk and the All-Tex is it's the same rabbit. No, go study it. It is not the same rabbit. It is a decade later. The All-Tex is a decade later. And it is possible some of that bloodline was used. They brought in rabbits from Alabama and the rabbits in Texas, and that's where the All-Tex came from. But the ruby eye white Tamuk, to the best any of us know, is a rabbit that has been kept pure to the New Zealand bloodlines. Now, it's not a show rabbit. They're bred for meat. Some of us, like me, spend a lot of time with them. We name each rabbit, and at least the ones that are in breeding pens. But the ruby-eye white Tamuk is 100% New Zealand rabbit, but its ears were chosen. The longer ears was chosen for production, meat production. They did nothing with the show standard on them. They just bred them for meat. So you're not going to be able to get a ruby-eye white Tamuk, New Zealand, take it to a rabbit show and win. Not as some of these people I know on the New Zealand Rabbits of Arkansas group. Some of them show up and you trying to show a meat rabbit, they're going to beat the socks off of you as far as standard. And I know they eat their culls. But I'm a lifetime member of the American Poultry Association, and I have raised chickens all my life. I'm soon to be 61 years old, January 20th. And I've raised chickens all my life. I've been around rabbits all my life. But we've never had this type rabbit. Now, Dad was working on developing his own line of meat rabbits that had the same goals as the Tamuk. And if Dad was still with us, Dad would have the Tamuks. And as I was explaining all this to Mom, don't you pee on your babies. No wonder they're getting a little dirty over there. Anyway, as I was explaining all this to Mom, who's just turned 84, she said, well, that's what your dad had. Well, Dad was working on his own line of New Zealand meat rabbits with about a dozen does and several bucks, and he would bring in new bucks that were from large litters and grew fast. He'd watch them close. When they were weaned, he'd pick them bucks out. And a lot of times he would do a trade. He would separate the bucks and the does from this guy's litters in exchange for his pick of the litter. Well, it didn't take Dad long to have the best New Zealand white rabbits in the county, you know. But and everybody seemed to want some of Dad's bucks. He had no trouble selling bucks or does. But sometimes he sold the same line back to the guy that wanted Dad's. But Dad was very careful and culled very. He didn't use a scale, but he had the ability to look at them and to pick them up and feel their weight and everything. He tried a cross out with a Flemish for 1 year. He didn't like it and sold his Flemish and sold all the crosses. The meat to bone ratio. We didn't give that a thought when Dad started doing it. I didn't think about it. Dad didn't think about it, but we discovered what everybody else will tell you. The Flemish is a gentle rabbit. It's a beautiful rabbit. Takes a long time to mature. I know I probably bred a little gal over here a little too early, Reba, but look how healthy her babies are. And this is her first litter. She'll go into her second litter January 10th. And I've been very happy with her. She's out of Missouri, and so is Rex, but they're out of different lines of Missouri. They're not related. Well, at least not decade or so related, I guess. But anyway, really think and consider hard when you're going to do rabbits. And that's something else I want to talk to you about. Do not come buy rabbits from me and go home and have no cages. Now, I'll be honest, there's my first right there. That black cage was my first buck cage. I had I guess my second. I had an older hutch I'd built for baby chicks. There's a brooder on one side and bantams on the other. 3 doors. Well, technically 4 doors. But I ended up making it into 2 pens instead of 4 because the does needed more room. And I put the buck in that one. That wasn't really big enough for him. I don't think the ones I've got now are big enough. But I can't reach past 24 inches, so I couldn't build a 30-inch one deep. and due to my disabilities. And I wanted 3 cages to fit an 8-foot board. Now, when we get to our lamb we get, we'll have a carport combo, and all of our cages will be hanging. They'll be 24 inches deep and probably 48 inches wide. The 48 inches wide will be, long, wide, however you want to call it. Probably 2 doors on the front to help us catch the little ones and stuff. But I want them to have plenty of room, and they will be hanging cages. And I will most likely do like Ramona suggested. I will put about a 2 or 3 inch space between the cages so that it can serve as a hay manger. And I like how this puts a board on the bottom and all the leaves don't fall out. Nothing falls out. But anyway, I hope this video helps. I hope all my videos will help somebody. But before you, as I was saying, got distracted. Before you come buy rabbits, get your hutch, your cages ready. The outdoor cages. If you buy used cages, be sure to sterilize them best you can. I'd wash them, take them car wash and wash them down good. Pressure wash them out clean. If you buy new cages, get everything set up, your cages, your dropping pans, tubs. So I got tubs under that one, and some of the others over there on the bottom. But get your cages ready. Have your feeders, your waters, a water source. I carry water from the back door of the house. We get relocated, I'll have water to them, or I will set up gutters to have rainwater, where I can have water right out there to them. But anyway, get everything ready. When you're ready, then you come get your rabbits. And keep in mind, these things start breeding well, some say don't breed them till they're about 6 months old, but I bred one that was barely 4, I guess, or not quite 4, and she had 7 babies. So, have nest boxes already ready. Every doe needs their own nest box. I write the names on my girls' box, so I know whose is whose. But each doe has a nest box, and every rabbit ought to have your own cage. I do not like colony breeding. You can't tell what's going on. You don't know who got bred when. You can't tell who's producing. You can't handle the rabbits well. I like them where I can get in the cage and I don't have to bend over to get into them. The bottom cages, I have a chair I can move around and sit down and get into them fairly easily. But get all your cages ready, all your supplies, your waters, nest boxes, your dropping pans, everything ready, and then come get your rabbits. It will be an investment you will appreciate. Hey, y'all have a blessed day. Merry, 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 Merry Christmas.